Hello again, it's Noob, and well, I've got some more Grim Workshop tools. These are the micro tools. You can see that they are somewhat smaller than a dog tag, probably around half. And from the little clip, you can see that, well, you can actually attach it to pretty much anything, a keychain, or actually probably where your dog tag would be, inside a wallet, wherever you can clip something, I guess. But they are like ultra small micro tools. It says that Grimm's micro tool lockpick rake is the same size as a large paperclip and can replace a zipper on a bag or jacket. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? So you can actually use that to clip on a zipper. I never thought of that. That's kind of cool. I like it. Anyway, so they have all these micro tools, and they sell them separately, like these two, for under $6, which is a pretty reasonable price actually. And then they sell a set of three. Not all of them come as threes, but you get sort of three tools for just less than $15, which is, you know, around $1 saving. So between these three packets, we cover all the micro tools, which you can buy separately as well. All, I think, 5 micro tools, which are lockpick escape sort of related. So that's why I chose those. Or, I mean, they actually do a huge range, by the way. And if you're into sort of just cool gadgets, you've got to check out their site. Even if you don't like the lockpick tools themselves, just go check out what they do. Seriously, they do some mind-blowingly cool stuff, at least in my opinion. I mean, they've got like suture needles, they've got tick removers, micro reels for fishing line, they've got fishing hooks and awls and all. I mean, you name it. If they can stick it on a dog tag, a credit card, or a micro tool like this, they've thought of it. Fascinating. Love the website anyway. That being said, we've got to be open and fair, and I bought these tools with my own money. So let's have a look at this one first. And the reason I'm looking at this one first is because having looked at the credit card tool with the similar profile, there we go, on it, I happen to know that these are pretty, well, I'll be honest, rubbish. So this appears to be, I mean, just look, for example, at this and then this. This looks like a first generation tool by somebody who probably doesn't have a lot of lock picking experience. Just trying to get it in focus for you. Why is my autofocus not working? Who knows? Right, there we go. Let's try that. And, well, I'll explain why I don't think it's very good in a minute. But then look at this. This is like the, I think, like a second generation tool. And those profiles, well, those are really, really nice. And you've actually got like a double-sided rake here, which is really, really cool. And then a little triple peak there. But we'll come on to that one next. Let's actually have a look at this micro tool here. That's better. Sometimes it just glitches out. Right, now we're back on. So yeah, let's put one of these little clips on. Fits in quite nicely. You know, have that hanging, yeah, on as a zipper. Pulls quite nicely. Yeah, I can see how that works. And what's cool about these is you've got this, if you peel it off, is extremely sticky. But on the other side is like a semi-permanent sticky thing. Now, I unfortunately cut my nails today, so this could be a little bit tricky. Slide one nail underneath and see if I can ease this out. I mean, the nice thing is they're set well in, so they won't just flop out. And then twist it, and back again, and we're going to break off this half cut through. I imagine they're sort of water jetting this, I'm imagining. But you see there that you've got like a sticky background there, and that means that you can put the tool back in, like that, and it'll not fall out. Kind of cool. Obviously, you probably need to keep it clean, but there you go. And then I'll try to do the same with this, for want of a better word, rake. There we go. And I think the minimum price of entry for any lockpicking is going to be your Master Lock 3. Very similar to a lot of other sort of budget padlocks, but at least it's sort of reliable and relatable, which is why I use it to test with, because it's sort of like a really, really easy lock to pick, and it's reliably easy to pick. And if my tools can't pick it, then it's less likely to be me. All right, let's give this a fair crack, shall we? All right. Okay, so the tension tool itself is going to give tension. It's very, very, very small, but it does give tension. And this, they're like teeth. Even if it does pick this, it's going to be horrible in the lock. Oh yeah, it's sort of canyoning. So what that means is that you're, oh no, I let go and it's sort of fallen into the keyway. Let's fish that back out. Very short tool this. I mean, just look how short that is. If you weren't paying attention, you could easily lose that inside a lock. Okay, so what's happening there is that the pins are getting behind these teeth, and the angle of these teeth are so high, it's basically just not moving the pins at all. I'll give it a go. See if I can tension this way up. That sometimes works better with these short ones. So sort of inverting it. But I'm going to actually try to not put tension on first, and then give it a go. Come on. I mean, look, this is a very wide open keyway, and if I'm struggling to get this in, okay, I've got it in. Right, now tension. I think. I'm just lightly raking, I think. It's very hard to tell because, oh, you see how I have very little of this to sort of pick with. And it is a rake. This is quite a flat-bitted padlock. That's not really working out. I'll give it one more go. Oh, that's hard on the old fingertips. Maybe if I use it as a zip tool. Okay, hold on, let's try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have enough purchase on it to pull it back that fast. Try it one more time. That's really hard though. Got to push it all the way up. My fingers are going to be... No. Let me see. I'll just turn the camera off. I'll give it another few goes and I'll report back. Hold on. No, I tried for a while there, and apart from giving me some sore fingertips, we're not getting anywhere. I'm not saying you couldn't open a lock with this, but you have very little to work with. You can see how just getting into there, you probably got about 1 centimetre to hold on to, and then you're going to have to try and force up the pins with the tension on, and it's just too hard. I think you might be, in this instance, slightly better off with a paper clip than trying to use this. It doesn't move freely in the lock. Okay, look, let's just move on from this one. It's not a great tool, but the other profiles do look really good, so let's have a look at those. So I just removed this one from the pack. You can see that it's some wave rakes and a triple peak rake there. If it's anywhere near as useful as the one in the credit card set, then that could be really good actually. A bit worried because you have these tools are short. You know, they are just really short. So not the credit cards, sorry, I meant the dog tags. They are short, but they could be effective. Let's have a go. I never thought of this. These tips are very, very short. Okay, so that's going to be a problem because this isn't a very deep keyway. Can you see where I'm going with that? How do I get around this? Can I use it as a pick? Okay, let's try and do a bit of a hack here. Let's see if I can get in at the top like that. Yeah, okay. And then use this as a pick. That's not going to work, is it? Okay, so this is arguably a harder lock. This is a 6-pin Eurocylinder with security pins, but unlike the padlock here, it doesn't have a slightly recessed keyway, so I can access this quite nicely. So what I can do is I can pop in this triple peak like this and tension there, and then I can use this nice wave rake and just see whether I can rake this open, which I can see, and this has quite a reasonable bitting. And the reason it works is because this is a really nice profile. Whoever made this actually knows what they're doing in terms of pick profiles. This is really nice. So I think that the answer with these are, as long as you have access to the keyway, as in the keyway sort of flat, and you don't have to get in through an escutcheon, or a lock body where it's slightly deeper, then you might actually be able to get away with this reasonably well. So yeah, here is this triple pack, and you can see that it has a handcuff shim micro tool, the handcuff key micro tool, and the lockpick probe micro tool, and they have what is sold separately. If you want to get one, I think they call it a silencer, which is kind of cool. Basically, just a nice little rubberized sheath with the Grim Workshop logo on, which is, let's face it, kind of cool. Let's have a look what we've got. So yeah, we've got a padlock shim, padlock key, and what looks like a reasonable short hook lockpick tool. Yeah, let's give these a go. So first up is this shim, and it's very thin material. I don't know whether you can see there, but they've half cut through with whatever processing they've got, and you can see how tips of my fingers have become rough through reviewing these tools so far. And the idea is, I think that I've got the handcuffs on. I would put that underneath. I would then push it in like that, and there we go. And it shims the handcuffs. Pretty cool, huh? So what that's doing, oh, slightly bent, but I can bend that back gently. This is very thin. Yeah, you can see it's pushing down these teeth here, these ratchets on the handcuffs. Kind of cool. Okay, well that works. Okay, I was just getting this out, and because it's hinged here, it literally pushes off the backing a little bit when you're doing this, which is not great design, but I think I can just patch it back up. There you go. Nobody will ever notice, but interesting. And this is a handcuff key. So here's my handcuffs. They are locked up, as you can see. Put the key in, turn it, and there you go. And it has got the little probe on the end for those padlocks where it has a lock both sides. This one just does that, but if you've got the key, then it'll pop back out as you turn it anyway, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, it works. This one, pretty good. I like it. So here are the last two tools. What looks like a medium hook, very short little tool, quite deep. I wish it was a little bit less deep and maybe, yeah, just a little bit shorter. And then a tension tool with a very thin shank, but it is quite thick. I think it's about, something like 27,000, something like that. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so we're going to go in with a tension at the top like that, and I'm going to try to use this hook best I can on this lock with quite an open keyway. Try and get onto any pin. Easy said than done. Wow. I've got to click off something there. Not entirely sure what. This is not an easy tool to use at all. I don't know if I've got an open because it's so hard to get feedback off it at all. I don't know whether it is open or whether it's not. No, it's not yet. Okay. The tension tool is quite fat, so it does tend to dig into the. Click there. Click there. Oh, could be getting closer. Are we picked now? Again. Oh, yes, we are. Ah, that was the hardest time I've had to open one of these ever. Now, here is where I have a problem with this tool in particular, as opposed to the rakes that we saw earlier. So on a lock like this is only a 4-pin lock. And if we look at the key, let's have a look at the key, you'll see that the depth of the lock which we reach into is about there. Let's have a look. There. So we've got, probably if we pinch it right at the tip, we can get all the way down to the keyway. Right, now let's have a look at quite a common Schlage style lock. Now have a look at this key. I'm pinching it there. I'd struggle, really struggle. Let's try to align it with the shoulder here. Really struggle to get further than pin 5 on that, just because of the length of the tool itself. It's just unfortunate. Same with the standard Euro cylinder, trying to align, trying to just pinch as little as I can. And again, I get to about pin 5, I'd really struggle to get to pin 6 and get any semblance of force on it, just because of the lever effect. It'd be very difficult. So as long as you only had a 4-pin lock and not a very deep keyway, you could probably use this tool, even though it'd only work on some locks where you had a deep enough keyway. And look how my fingers have been cracked up by using these. That's just like the skin's being sort of grated off. But yeah, I mean, it's doable, but it's really not that effective. So these are all the Grim Workshop micro tools. Some pretty good actually, some really not so good. So I couldn't recommend the first generation of lockpick rake micro tool. It's just virtually unusable. Then we have the rake set. Actually quite like this. It works surprisingly well. So does the Handcuff shim micro tool and the Handcuff key. Don't know when you'd ever have a chance to use them, and probably risky if you did in the situation you were in where you would need to use them, but nevertheless, as far as the tool is concerned, yeah, surprisingly effective. And then the Lockpick Probe micro tool, well, honestly, this hook here is just, it's too short a tool, too deep a tool to be really effective. It just is. I wish I could say differently, but it's just a bit too short, a bit too cumbersome. If it had just a slightly longer handle on it maybe, or a slightly shorter, a slightly longer shank, a slightly shorter hook in terms of its depth, it would be a lot more useful. But I'd definitely say that these three in the middle are the most effective of those tools. Nevertheless, as I think I said before with Grim Workshop stuff, is that whilst not all of them are particularly practical, they are really, really cool, and I still really love them and would absolutely recommend that you go check out their website, because it's, I mean, if you like me, just like sort of gadgets and stuff like that in general, it's amazing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that review, and I'll see you all next time.